Glacier National Park this evening. I got here late this morning around noon. I'm at Two Medicine Campground on the east side by East Glacier. So on the east side of the mountain range. And I got so lucky. From the main highway there was a sign that said the campground was full, and I almost just said crap and kind of moved on. But there's not a lot of national park campgrounds around here, so I'd have been driving a ways to get to something else. A lot of traffic here, so I just decided to roll on into the campground, take my chances. I passed a few RVs on the way out, and I thought, yeah, maybe they're just leaving and I'll get my shot at something. So trying to get out of the way of this nice mountain behind me. So I rolled on in, and sure enough I snagged a spot. There couldn't have been more than a couple that were available. A lot of them in this campground are really more suited to tents and stuff like that. They're not big enough or wide enough for travel trailers and RVs and stuff. So anyway, I got very lucky. I got me a site. Bernie, be quiet. And man, I gotta tell you, the mountains around here are just gorgeous. You can see the one behind me, and I'm sure that seeing it on this video is not doing it justice, but there are several around here just like that. And there's a lake here that is just pristine. I mean, it's crystal clear, it's cool, very, very nice. So, pretty happy guy. It's even got some nice neighbors. It's a nice campground. No showers, but there's toilets, there's water, pump out station, and I'm ready to go. So I think I'm going to stay here probably until Sunday at least. Trying to see how things go from there. I'm still toying with the idea of going into Canada from here, and then across the mountains over into the Vancouver area. So it's going to be quite a ways out of my way, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I have no cell phone service here, so I'm unplugged. That's taking a little getting used to. I can drive about 10 miles back down the road and get to a place where I've got service, so I can go back in a couple of days and see what's going on. But it's kind of weird. Sadly, it's weird not being plugged in. I don't know. Better without it, but takes some getting used to. A lot of outdoors people here. A couple of ladies camp next to me. They're kind of mountaineers, mountain climbers. They do class 3 mountain climbing, which is, as they described it, is mostly non-technical. You don't have to have ropes and carabiners and the things that anchor you into the rock and stuff like that. But they're fairly tough off-trail ascents to summits and peaks and stuff like that. So a lot of kayakers around here, a lot of people out on the lake. Definitely bear country. In fact, they were telling me that there was a bear in the campground just a couple of days ago. Kind of crossed over the little lake in a shallow area and came over into the campground. Didn't hurt anybody, and the rangers got everybody in their cars, and the bear just kind of meandered through, I guess, and went on its way. But definitely in grizzly and black bear country here, so I got to keep an eye on the dogs, and can't leave dog food out and stuff like that. Snagged me a 6-pack of some local brew at the town called East Glacier. It's about I don't know, 10-15 miles down the road. Pretty decent beer. It's an IPA. Pretty tasty. I don't remember who makes it. I'll have to look and see. So I'm just surrounded by pine trees. You can see some of them behind me and around me, and man, the mountains are just gorgeous. I mean, they are beautifully rugged. Really, really nice. Still have some snow up on them. These aren't the glaciers by any stretch of the imagination, but still they're high enough up that they've got some snow on them. So I'm gonna, check out some stuff around here tomorrow probably, and then I'd like to go over to the park more and check out some of the glaciers and stuff. And there's some trails I can take Bernie on and that kind of. There's a few trails around here. I don't think they allow dogs on them, but I maybe you'll leave her in the camper for a few hours. It's cool enough up here. It's in the 70s, so I can leave her in the camper for a few hours and go out and hit some trails. I'd like to do that. It'd be a shame not to do that around here. So yeah, I just can't believe my good fortune. I actually pulled into the campground and passed maybe a dozen sites, and they were all taken, of course, and I saw this one, and I pulled over into it, and actually there was one that was just across the little road here, and the lady next to it said, "Oh, these people just left." So I thought, "Oh, hell, that's a little better campsite." So I went over there and grabbed it, and then it so happened there were some young folks, several couples. They're from Houston, Texas, actually. They're up here cooling off a little bit. They had, they kind of had dibs on that site, so, and they let me know that, and that's cool. I wouldn't dream of taking it from them, even though they weren't set up on it yet. They felt like it was theirs. So while all that was going on, somebody was starting to back into the site that I'm on, or pull into the site that I had originally had, and we had to get out and explain to them that I kind of had dibs on it. And they were nice about it. They said, "Yeah, well, we're not going to take it from you if you were on it." Because I said I was on it, and I moved over to this other one because they said it was vacant, and it turns out it's not. So I doubt they found one that would fit them. They probably had to go find another campground. So hated to do that, but pickings are hard. A lot of people outdoors right now, man. Even in the middle of the week. I mean, this is Thursday, and you can't get a site in a campground. So yeah, I'm taking some pictures, getting some video. I'll do some hiking, get some more video. Sooner or later, I'll get to where I've got bandwidth and can upload this stuff to YouTube. Y'all can watch it and see what a wonderful time I'm having. Sorry, couldn't help it. It is nice. This is the nicest place I've been on this trip. It's just beautiful, and this is what living outdoors is supposed to be like. So, all right, I'm gonna quit rambling for now. I'm gonna get some more video in the next few days.